You've definitely heard of Zeus, king of the gods, lord of the sky, and the guy with a serious lightning addiction. But before he ruled Olympus, he had to survive being almost eaten at birth. Classic start to a myth, right? Zeus was the youngest son of Cronus and Rhea. Now, Cronus had this cute little prophecy problem. He was told that one of his children would overthrow him. So, naturally, he did the only logical thing, ate all his kids. Parenting level, ancient Greek. But Rhea, not a fan of infanticide, decided to save baby Zeus. She swapped him for a rock, which Cronus apparently swallowed without noticing. 10 out of 10 digestive system, and hid Zeus in a cave on the island of Crete. Zeus was raised in secret, nursed by a goat, yes, really, and trained to one day take down Dad. When he came of age, he returned, tricked Cronus into vomiting up his siblings, which sounds worse every time you hear it, and led a rebellion. This wasn't just a family argument. It was a full-scale divine war called the Titanomachy. Thunderbolts were flying, mountains were being thrown, and nobody remembered why they started fighting in the first place. After 10 years of chaos, Zeus and his siblings, the Olympians, won. Athena's unusual birth. Before marrying Hera, Zeus was in love with a titaness named Metis, the goddess of wisdom and cunning. She was clever, calm, and always had good advice. In fact, Metis helped Zeus trick Cronus into vomiting up his siblings during the Titanomachy. So naturally, Zeus fell for her, and not long after, Metis became pregnant. Just as things were going well, Gaia, Earth, and Uranus, sky, delivered a warning. The child of Metis will be wiser than its father. If it is a son, he will overthrow Zeus, just as Zeus overthrew Cronus. Now, if there's one thing Zeus learned from his father and grandfather, it's this: don't mess with prophecies. So Zeus did what any paranoid god would do. He swallowed Metis whole while she was pregnant, because in Greek mythology, digestion and parenting are deeply connected, apparently. Time passed. Metis didn't die. She lived inside Zeus's head, whispering wise advice and shaping the mind of the unborn child. Then, Zeus started getting headaches, not the I didn't sleep well kind number. This was a splitting, god-sized, skull-cracking migraine. Desperate, Zeus called for help. Enter Hephaestus, god of fire and metalwork, and not exactly known for gentle medicine. Zeus, my head's killing me. Hephaestus, okay, let me fix that with an axe. Whack. Hephaestus split Zeus's forehead open, and from the wound leapt Athena, fully grown, wearing bronze armor, holding a spear, shouting a battle cry. Totally normal childbirth, right? Zeus and Prometheus, the fire thief. Prometheus, a titan with a soft spot for humans, decided to give mankind a special gift: fire. A big no-no, apparently. Zeus's reaction? Furious. He believed fire gave humans too much power, and gods don't like competition. So Zeus chained Prometheus to a rock, where an eagle ate his liver every day, which regrew each night. Eternal torture. Morale: never do charity work if Zeus is watching.
Zeus and Callisto, the bear in the sky. Callisto was a nymph of Artemis. After being seduced by Zeus, she became pregnant. Hera turned her into a bear. Years later, her son Arcas nearly killed her while hunting, but Zeus saved them both by placing them in the stars as Ursa Major and Ursa Minor.
Zeus and Leda, the Swan seduction. Another strange love story. Zeus fancied Leda, a mortal queen, so he did the normal thing, transformed into a swan, flew into her arms, and seduced her. She later gave birth to 2 sets of twins, including Helen of Troy and Clytemnestra. Zeus and Semele, death by God. Semele, a mortal woman, was tricked by Hera, Zeus's wife, who wasn't happy about the affair, into asking Zeus to show her his true divine form. Zeus agreed, reluctantly. His divine glory burned her to ashes, but Zeus saved their unborn child, Dionysus, the god of wine, by sewing him into his thigh until he was ready to be born. Never ask to see a god's true form. And also, don't trust jealous goddesses.
Danae and the Golden Shower, when laziness is a divine trait. Danae's father, the king of Argos, received a prophecy that he would be killed by his own grandson. To avoid this fate, he could think of nothing better than to lock his daughter away in a high bronze tower with no windows or doors, leaving only a single opening in the ceiling. No dating, the king decided, but for Zeus, this was no obstacle. Why break down walls or transform into an animal when you can simply seep through? He transformed himself into a shower of golden rain and poured into the tower, directly to Danae. The result of this meteorological event was a son, Perseus, the hero who would go on to slay Medusa the Gorgon. The irony of fate is that the prophecy did come true. Many years later, Perseus would accidentally kill his grandfather with a discus at a sporting event. Zeus probably thought it added to the dramatic flair of the story. Antiope and the Satyr. Antiope, a beautiful nymph, also caught the attention of the Thunderer. This time, Zeus decided that the noble animal disguises were a thing of the past. He appeared before her in the form of a satyr, a creature known for its unrestrained and playful nature. Perhaps he was counting on the girl's sense of humor. From this union, twin brothers Amphion and Zethus were born, who would later build the walls of the city of Thebes. Alcmene and her own husband, the pinnacle of deception. This is perhaps the most cynical of all the stories. Alcmene, the wife of the hero Amphitryon, was known not only for her beauty, but also for her faithfulness. She was waiting for her husband to return from war and rejected all suitors. Zeus realized that neither a golden shower nor a swan would work here. So he took a step that was brilliant in its cunning. He assumed the exact likeness of her husband, Amphitryon, pretending to have returned from the war a day early. To savor the moment, Zeus commanded the sun not to rise, and their night lasted as long as 3 ordinary ones. Alcmene, suspecting no deception, welcomed her husband. The next day, the real Amphitryon returned, and one can only imagine his surprise. The result of these 2 nights was the birth of 2 sons, Heracles, the son of Zeus, and Iphicles, the son of Amphitryon. Heracles, consequently, became Hera's favorite target for jealousy for his entire life.
Zeus and Europa, the bull incident. Europa was a Phoenician princess. One day, Zeus saw her and instantly fell in love. So naturally, he turned into a beautiful white bull, as one does. She climbed onto his back, he ran straight into the sea, swam to Crete, and, well, let's say she didn't come back. Europa became the first queen of Crete, and Zeus made a constellation in her honor. If a random bull smiles at you, maybe don't climb on it.